Hi, I'm Tavis Smiley, wanting to wish you a very happy King Day. Today, as you know, would have been Dr. King's 89th birthday, were he still here. I have long regarded Dr. King as the greatest American this country has ever produced. And I was honored back in 2005 to sit with Mrs. Coretta Scott King, his wife, his widow, for a conversation in the famed Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, the church, of course, that he co-pastored with his father, Daddy King. Turns out this was the last national TV conversation that Mrs. King had in her life. And in that conversation, I had the chance to ask her what she thought Dr. King might bring to a contemporary conversation in America about race, about politics, about economics. What might he be saying that's not being heard in our discourse right now? And here is what Mrs. King had to say.
Well, let me just say that Martin Luther King Jr. was called to do what he did. He was a moral voice, a moral force in our society. I think that's probably what is missing most. There's no person who's the stature now that has the moral authority to speak and people listen. Now, they didn't always listen to him, but we know that after the fact, America has listened and they understood. So many people said he was wrong when he came out against the Vietnam War. All of the leadership, including black and white, turned against him. But a year after he spoke, the whole nation reversed itself on the policy toward Vietnam. I'm not saying that he's a saint or what, nothing like that. But the reality is that God used him as an instrument to bring about all these phenomenal changes in 13 years and 4 months. All the changes that took place in our society and impacted around the world. And even the democracy that came to South Africa was impacted by this philosophy. Nelson Mandela sat in the South Africa prison for 27 years. He was nonviolent. He negotiated his way out of jail. His unearned suffering of 27 years in a South Africa prison is really ultimately what brought about the freedom of South Africa. That is nonviolence. So we don't have that moral authority. And I know that it just doesn't happen. People have to allow themselves to be used by God. And Martin committed himself totally to God's will and purpose. And God is always waiting for someone who is willing to do that.